I'm Carter Drake. I'm here just kind of watching with Indiana Futsal, showing some different schools around here in Fort Wayne, just the basic games of futsal to take into their gym classes. My takeaway from today's exercise were just anyone can play futsal. It'd be great to have in gym classes and just expand the game with a bunch of different people that might not have played futsal before and give them the opportunity to play futsal. Equipment's the hardest part about any sport, so the fact that Indiana Futsal is giving equipment to schools and just helping them out is going to grow the game because it's going to give more opportunity for kids to play that normally wouldn't get the opportunity to without this equipment. So,
futsal is a game that anybody can play, so bringing it to the high schools or any kind of in middle schools, elementary schools, will be a great thing for them. Could bring interest to someone who never thought of playing soccer before, so it just gets them an introduction to the game and just to see what a great experience it can be.
And my favorite thing at the Indiana Futsal event was playing with my teammates.
I had a lot of fun playing futsal with my team and teaching people about it.
And something that I liked about the Indiana Futsal event was playing with my teammates and teaching other people how to play futsal so that I can get more around the state.
And my favorite part was encouraging the teachers to try new stuff.
And I like to teach the gym teachers about soccer and get it spread out throughout the state. And I love playing games with my teammates.
And I like playing with my teammates and teaching the schools about futsal.
My favorite part was getting futsal in more PE classes.
Hi, I'm Kevin Mackey. I've been coaching here in Fort Wayne for 30 years when it comes to soccer or international football. Currently I'm a teacher at Concordia Lutheran High School and the soccer coach there for the past 23 years. I've been also coaching on and off at Fort Wayne Sports Club for the past 20 odd some years. And what we love about futsal that we got trained on today and trying to get as many kids understanding the game is it's an easy way of getting kids moving. It's an easy way of getting kids to troubleshoot on their own, think on their own. It's a game where you can't just set up a play and run it. You got to learn things on the fly. And that's the best part about soccer and futsal is kids have to be able to adjust and learn the game and make their own decisions and work together to make things happen. I see that gear of just something that I remember when I was in school growing up, it was always the same floor hockey, basketball, volleyball, dodgeball kind of sports that teachers did. But now with teachers getting this gear, there's another sport that they can play, and then you can find a kid that maybe didn't know anything about soccer and PE that's like, oh, I'm actually pretty good at that. I'll never forget one of my best friends in high school. His thesis for his senior year was growing up in Indiana not being able to play basketball. When somebody introduced him to soccer, he actually got a college scholarship in soccer. So the more you get kids involved in different sports, the more you can find the passion that they want later on in life.
I see the benefit of giving the equipment to the PE teachers because it will get more kids involved, not only in the game of futsal, but get them interested in soccer and get more kids outside playing on a daily basis, and just helping those kids that don't have access to a lot of different sports, just that experience to try sports that they may not have already been introduced to.
Yeah, I really enjoyed today's session where we learned a lot about futsal and different ways we can incorporate it in our classes with small-sided activities to help them learn the skills. I was just able to play it with a full class size of students in a small area and able to use this equipment for our students since most of us are struggling to get equipment. This is a great way for you to learn and grow. So if you have the opportunity to come to these sessions, it's amazing. You got curriculum provided for you along with lesson plans that you can implement within your classroom to help them learn the skills for futsal, along with equipment that you can take home with you that day. So Fort Wayne has been blessed with this session, and I'm proud to be able to be part of it.
Greg Mock, Canterbury School.
Phil Downs, Trine University. So here I am with two gentlemen. You've seen that we have a university and a high school, middle school, Lord of all, pretty much. So what is the purpose with the futsal here in Fort Wayne? What do we do for you today?
We are now able to bring this game to all the kids in the community in schools that may not have had the opportunity. Providing them the equipment and the knowledge is going to be great.
The sport of futsal, how do you tie that into maybe the outdoor game?
Well, the nice thing about it is it forces you to work on your touch in an environment that is a real environment. You get a lot more touches on the ball, and that just is going to make it easier when you move outside.
In your realm too, we often talk about, hey, we want players that can control the ball. We don't want the ball controlling them. So with the opportunity of futsal to not only develop technique, but turn it into skill, can that really help the grassroots player as well as all the way up to the high school or the collegiate level?
I think it helps the grassroots player the most because it makes the game much more accessible. Nobody wants to go out and get their clock cleaned starting out. And so if you start playing futsal, you get some touch on the ball in a fun environment, you will be able to play at a much more competitive level.
We've had some pretty high-ranking celebrities, if you may, that have come out of the Fort Wayne area. The Nell Fettigs, the Beasley boys. DeMarcus himself was responsible for helping funding putting in futsal courts here in the Fort Wayne area.
Yeah, Packard Park, yeah.
How's the retention been for kids going out and actually continuing to play?
It's been busy. It's been very busy. So it's being well received.
The main purpose, I think, with the futsal too, with the physical education teachers that we had here, is to keep the kids active. An active body and active mind helps nurture a healthy individual for the future, I think we all would say. How has the availability for Indiana soccer to not only provide some leadership in exploring how to play, but also the leave behind of goals and nets so that they can take the game to the schools?
In a world of budget crunches, this is spectacular. PE teachers can come in, they get their equipment, they get the knowledge. This is just a home run from every perspective.
Thoughts?
I think the other thing is I hope that they can turn this into some intramural leagues or some interscholastic leagues and get young people playing. The more kids can get a touch on the ball, the better it's going to be. And like you said, promoting a healthy lifestyle, getting kids active. What for me it was fun tonight was watching all the old people out there with kids moving around, touching the ball. It was, the awkward first touch quickly went away the more touches they got, and so that's exciting to see that happen.
Yeah, in the teaching world, we talk about a holistic environment, experiential learning, but we also want it reality-based. And if we can get the kids out and letting them experiment and fail, it's okay. But just have a little bit of fun.
Yep.
I heard a little story on the way off that one of the football coaches, local football coach, thought that this was a pretty good idea.
Yes, Coach Lindsay from Lures, he was even talking about having these set up for before school in the morning so kids could come in before homeroom and knock around. He thought this was great, and it was great to have a football coach here too.
It's always good when the football coaches realize the true football game, isn't it? So, anything else in parting that you would like to pass on to the youth or even the adults in the Fort Wayne area about the sport of futsal?
No, I just want to thank you for coming up. I want to thank the good people at OPS for letting us use the facility here today. It's an incredibly gorgeous facility and really happy to be able to use it. And for Greg to calling me and helping us get this organized.
Greg?
Thank you to Indiana Soccer for being willing to do this and spearheading it. And boy, Fort Wayne's better off because of you guys. Thank you.
We appreciate you being here. Gentlemen, nice. For those of you that might not be able to hear this too well, it's because we got a whole bunch of girls that stayed after and they're playing.